Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Call Me Skinny podcast. This is your Friday No Filter. I'm actually not feeling the greatest today. We had some ick in our house last week, and I think I have some ick now. So I'm just doing this really quickly here. Wanted to get this out to you guys. And I wanted to chat real fast about, if you didn't listen to Wednesday's Mission 180 update, go ahead and listen to it. But I had a really great conversation yesterday and check-in this week with a client of mine who has kind of her life all sorts of everywhere. And it's been really hard and really heavy for her the last, let's say, since end of January, February time frame, beginning of February in there. And this person has literally every single reason on the table to say, I'm too busy, this is too hard, there's too much on my plate. And what I love about it, not that I love that that's how she's feeling, but what I love about it is her willingness to still show up for herself in very peeled back, very onion stinky layered ways, if you will, meaning it is so imperfectly perfect for her in her life right now. We have peeled back things that have, taken things down to the very, very bare bones. I think her last few check-ins, her goal is just to get in 7,000 steps 3 days a week, right? And some of you might be thinking, oh my God, that's all you're doing? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, blah, 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 right? And I think that this is a great highlighted point of, it doesn't have to be all the things that you think it needs to be to keep showing up for yourself. And even this week on the call for group coaching, a lot of women in the group coaching are riding the struggle bus. They are having a difficult time showing up for themselves. And I had to get on there and be an actual coach. And a lot of times it's hard because these are women that I love and that I adore. But at the same time, people hire me not to coddle them, right? If you wanted to be coddled, you would have gone and bought your one and done program that you've bought 47 other times for $29, and it'd still be sitting in your Google Drive, wherever it is, unprinted, not being utilized, all the things, right? If that's what you really wanted, was to be handheld, to be coddled, to say everything's okay. And I do those things, right? As a coach, I do those things. So what I want you guys to know also, however, though nobody hires me, like, how I talk, how I speak, how I am, how I act, how I'm very blunt, I'm very straightforward, I'm very to the point, right? So nobody hires me not to be that either. And on our group coaching call on Wednesday, I had to be the coach. I had to, straighten my tie, if you will, clear my throat, which you probably hear me do here anyway, and be a coach. And that's really hard at times, but also it can be very empowering, right? So in response to that, I had one client literally message. She's like, oh my gosh, I watched last night's group call and I'm so glad I did, because I literally was just going to get Taco Bell for dinner. And in this call, I asked them to question themselves, to ask themselves why they really hired me. Why did they choose me? Why did they choose this group? Why did they choose to work on themselves? Why are they trying to be better? Because if you can't answer those very simple questions, and honestly, they're very simple to answer, then you probably don't belong. You're not there yet. Like, you don't belong working on yourself if you can't answer why you're doing it. If you can't answer, why did you hire me? Like, you probably need to pause for a second and go, okay, why did I do this? And figure that out. Because nobody hires a coach to be handheld. Nobody hires a coach to be the same fucking person. Nobody, and I don't care if it's a business coach, a health coach, a life coach, a sports coach, a whatever. I remember I used to take lessons for oboe because I played in band, right? I didn't have my mom and dad pay for lessons, private lessons, for me to just be the same person I was every single week. The goal of those lessons was to get better at the skill that I was learning. Now, did I want to do it? Yes and no. Was it a lot of work? Was that the part that I didn't like? Sure. Yeah. It is the part I didn't like. So, was it always fun to practice? No. How did I get better at it? Practicing. Right. Even when I went to college and then I went the voice direction, so I went vocal education, I still had to take private lessons, this time with a professor. And I was paying way more money for them than I would like to admit. Okay? Because it was like a credit hour for me. The point that I'm making, though, is every single time that I went, the goal was to learn. The goal was to be better. The goal was to get better. It wasn't to come out after that hour and be the same person that I had been before. If that's the goal, then there's no point. What is the point? Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time, right? I don't want people that want to be the same. I don't want to coach people that don't want to change. I want to coach people that are ready to change their life. And sometimes we lose a little bit of that sight. Sometimes things get a little bit hairy and scary, if you will. Sometimes we do, veer a little bit, even myself included. That's literally what that Mission 180 update is about. It's not about being perfect at it all the time. It's about showing up. It's about trying. It's about doing the best that I can. It's about trying to continuously get better at stuff. Be better at stuff. If I go into the day and I'm like, okay, today I'm going to try to do better. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. But the goal, the point, is that I fucking went into it with that intention. So as you move through your weekend, as you move through the rest of this month, as you move through the things, what is your intention every single day? If everybody out there that's listening to me wants to stay stagnant in life, hey, that's cool. I'm all about that, but I'm not the person for you. I'm not the person that wants to be surrounded and around people who are good with just being good. I want to be around people who are exceptional. And even if they aren't exceptional yet, and that's totally okay. If you're like, I'm not exceptional. Number one, you probably are if you think you aren't. So there's that. But number two, the bigger picture is, do you want to be exceptional? Do you see yourself being exceptional? What can you envision for your life? That's where I'm at. And that's who I want to be around. And those are the women that I want to coach. So if that's not you, that's totally okay. It's not a judgment piece. I don't think anything less of you. It's just not where I'm at in my space, in my time to want to be there. So we start the consistency challenge in May 1st, where you're going to pick maybe 1, maybe 5, maybe whatever you want. It doesn't even matter. Okay. And the goal is to get ruthlessly consistent with that thing or things that you choose to do. That's the goal. You're going to show up every day. Every day, I'm going to do a little bit of a drop. We're going to have conversation. There's going to be a calendar. You can check things off. All the stuff. And you're going to learn how even when it's hairy and scary and busy and hard and ugly, that at some point in your life, you can still show up. You can still move one step closer to that person that you truly desire and want to become. I believe that. I truly believe that. If I didn't believe that, I would not be 9 years into the gym and 2,500 plus training sessions in, being ruthlessly consistent with that. Never wavering. It doesn't mean I never didn't go. It doesn't mean that every workout session was like some bangerang PR. It just means I showed up. I showed up. I did the best that I could in the moment, in the time. that I had, but I showed up for myself. So, depending on when you hear this, the link may or may not be in the show notes, solely just because I'm on my phone and I cannot link things, I don't think, into the app that distributes the podcast. So if it's not here right now, please come back this afternoon and check it out. It'll be there again on Monday. So you can join in anytime over the weekend. I will say it is $19 to join. Okay. I want you to have some kind of skin in the game. That's literally like less than $1 a day. And just choose not to go to Starbucks 2 times this month, okay? If it's that big a deal. 2 times. So, you're going to get ruthlessly consistent in May. I want to be here to support you. And this is going to give you a really good idea if we're fit for coaching, if that's something that you've been debating, because you're going to see exactly how I coach. I love big, but I'm going to challenge you really hard. So be ready.